this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
Brought to you by the Spam brand.
Some foods or TV shows just instantly take you back to your childhood. Spam Classic is one of those foods.
It's so 90s, but also so iconic that the sight of it sizzling just makes your mouth water.
Back then, we had Spam Classic, but today, there are 12 irresistible varieties to choose from.
It's like picking your favorite Boy Meets World episode. Impossible. There's Korean barbecue flavored, jalapeno, and 25% less sodium, just to name a few.
Spam brand. Sizzle pork and
Learn more and get sizzling at Spam.com.
This is Danielle Fishel.
Ryder Strong.
And Will Friedle from Pod Meets World.
Let's talk Chewy.
Yes. For starters, they've got over 100,000 products. Food, treats, toys, beds. And as a dog and a cat mom, I can go to Chewy for literally anything I need, and it ships fast.
And Chewy's customer service is unreal. Day or night, they're ready to help.
You know what else I love? They handle prescriptions, pet insurance, telehealth, vet visits, and they're rolling out vet clinics across the country.
For life with pets, the answer is Chewy. Save $20 on your first order with free shipping at chewpanions.chewy.com/world.
Hi, and welcome to The Short Stuff. I'm Josh Clark. There's Charles W. Chuck Bryant. This is Short Stuff. So let's short it up.
Yeah, this is about breathing, about the benefits of nose breathing, but it could be the shortest short stuff ever if we just said the biggest benefit of nose breathing is that you're not a mouth breather.
Yeah,
The
for
end.
real. I've
So you gotta
noticed.
remember.
I do mouth breathe if I'm not paying attention to it sometimes. It's all right.
Oh,
I'm
really?
just going to say it. I do try to nose breathe, but I was recently diagnosed with a deviated septum.
Oh,
And it makes sense to me. I'm like, yeah, it's hard for me to breathe through my nose.
interesting.
And then after researching nose breathing, which, by the way, I think you got this original article from How Stuff Works, right?
That's right.
I'm going to get my deviated septum fixed. I want to be able to breathe through my nose properly.
Now, is that code for nose job still?
I don't think so. I'm fine with my nose. I mean,
No,
it's a
it's
big
funny.
old 30s comic strip gangster hook nose, but I
No.
like it.
You
No,
got-
it
you got a-
is.
You
Oh, it
got a
definitely
regular
is.
nose?
No.
Not to say other noses are irregular. I love wacky shaped noses.
Well, then you got to love my nose because it's a honker.
I never thought it was much of a honker, but that it sort of used to be code. Is like someone would come back to class from spring break with like a brand new nose, and they're like, "I had a deviated septum."
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That is super 80s. They would be wearing chunky socks and have
Yeah.
their sweater tied together over their shoulders and
Exactly.
eating a little cup of yogurt.
So what's the big deal? Why should you breathe through your nose?
Well, there's a guy named James Nestor. He is a nose breathing researcher who is also an author on nose breathing. He wrote Breath, The New Science of a Lost Art. Came out a couple of years ago during the pandemic. And isn't it nice, Chuck, to be able to say things like that in past tense? I just said that in past tense as if the pandemic is over.
Yeah, not over, but things are certainly much, much better. So I'm with you.
Wowee. Anyway, James Nestor says you want to nose breathe, mouth breathing bad, nose breathing good, like your body is basically equipped for breathing through your nose. He said he doesn't even know why God came up with breathing through the mouth. It's so stupid.
That's right, because your lungs want moister and warmer air, and breathing through your nose provides that. When it goes through the nose, it goes through, passes by these turbinates, these bony structures, and they're covered in soft tissue called mucosa, and that stuff is going to warm up and moist up that air as it goes into your lungs, and your lungs are going to be much happier.
Plus, that's not even to mention the cilia, the little
Sure.
hairs that line your nasal airway, in
booger
addition
makers.
to the big old hairs. But you also have little tiny microscopic hair, cilia, that can catch smoke. I mean, that's just showing off if you're a cilia. You're like, watch this, and you catch a piece of smoke. They can catch anything. If you can catch smoke, you can filter out basically anything. And that's a big role that they play. And they hang on to it. And then when they're sure it's not going to go into your lungs, they kind of throw it down your gullet and you end up swallowing all that stuff. Dander, smoke, pollen,
Ugh.
tiny little mites. All that stuff goes into your stomach where they go through the acid rinse cycle and are pulverized into nothingness. But it just kind of underlines how well equipped for nose breathing we actually are.
Yeah, it also encourages what's known as diaphragmic breathing, a funny looking word that G always throws me off. This is that deep breathing when they talk about, like, if you've ever taken voice lessons or anything like that, or even yoga, they talk about, or meditation, they talk about diaphragm breathing. That's activating the lower part, the lower lobes of your lungs, and that's where you want to be breathing from, as opposed to chest breathing, because down there you've got many more. There's just a bigger percentage of blood than in the upper levels, and that's going to do a whole host of great things for you.
Yeah, so you're oxygenating more blood, which is good because that means that you're going to get more oxygen all throughout your body, because that's one of the roles that blood plays. But also, it releases nitric oxide. Nasal breathing does. And I don't understand why just nasal breathing, but I could not figure it out. But let's just suffice to say that James Nestor knows what he's talking about. And then nitric oxide is released in nasal breathing. And nitric oxide actually has a bunch of different effects. But a big one is that it's a vasodilator, which means that it opens up your blood vessels so that more blood can flow, your blood pressure is lower, and you're actually calmer and healthier than you would be. And apparently this happens through nasal breathing and not through mouth breathing. That's
right. So let's take a break. If you weren't on board with nose breathing, I think you will be when we come back and give you a few more reasons.
Stuff you should know.
This is Danielle Fishel.
Ryder Strong.
And Will Friedle from Pod Meets World.
Let's talk Chewy.
Yes. For starters, they've got over 100,000 products. Food, treats, toys, beds. And as a dog and a cat mom, I can go to Chewy for literally anything I need, and it ships fast.
And Chewy's customer service is unreal. Day or night, they're ready to help.
You know what else I love? They handle prescriptions, pet insurance, telehealth, vet visits, and they're rolling out vet clinics across the country.
For life with pets, the answer is Chewy. Save $20 on your first order with free shipping at chewpanions.chewy.com/world.
Joy is essential, and it's also elusive. You can't order it, you can't borrow it, or simply hope it into life. But now, there's a new and exciting way to start your journey toward a more joyful existence. Joy 101. It's a new podcast hosted by me, Hoda Kotb. Together, guys, we'll have meaningful conversations with the world's most fascinating people. Entertainment legends, sports icons, wellness experts, and everyday people will share how they find, allow, and experience joy. And I'll offer some of my own tips and takes on seeking a more balanced and harmonious life. If you're craving inspiration, support, and useful tools to maximize your joy, tune into these candid, uplifting, and moving on-air chats. Joy after a breakup, joy as an empty nester, joy after a loss, joy as a caretaker. This new podcast will speak to you. Listen to Joy 101 on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
What did Black music, food, and culture teach us about who we were becoming?
2016 was sort of that last era of monoculture, where we still consumed things in community.
From Beyonce and Rihanna.
Everybody wanted to be Beyonce. I don't think we'll ever see another Rihanna.
To soul food, memory, identity, and the stories we carry through Black culture.
What does it mean to be Black
and eat in America? So we were this group of people who knew how to work the land, who knew how to live with the land.
We make it do what it do.
Therapy for Black Girls is bringing together the conversation shaping Black life right now.
You will never make me feel bad for being a Black girl, for being a Black American girl, ever.
Therapy for Black Girls is bringing it all to the mic. Listen to Therapy for Black Girls on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Why is everyone obsessed with romance right now?
Like everyone.
Your coworker who, quote unquote, doesn't read is reading romance.
Your mom, book talk, the entire internet.
I'm Sanjana Bhaskar.
I'm Tyler McCall.
And this is Radio 831, a romance podcast. The books, the tropes, the adaptations, the drama, the discourse.
And what all of it says about how we actually love, yearn, and obsess.
We're going to Wuthering Heights.
Which, for the record, is not a romance novel.
And yet it has haunted the romance genre for 200 years.
We're getting into dark romance, age gaps, certain Russian hockey players,
And sentient objects in love, which is a thing.
That's the kind of conversation we're having every episode.
Listen to the Radio 831 podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you an athlete?
I exercise, but no, I would not say I'm an athlete. No, it would be shameful for me to say yes to that.
If you were an athlete, you might want to nose breathe. There's a doctor named Dr. John Douillard who did some studies in the 90s when he kind of put mouth breathers and nose breathers neck to neck and said, go exercise and let's talk about it. And let's hook you up to some machines and stuff like that. And interestingly, he found there wasn't really a big difference in your heart rate depending on how you breathe, but a really pretty substantial difference between your breathing rate. A lot more mouth breathing going on. I think 48 breaths per minute compared to 14 nasal breaths per minute when you're exercising on that stationary bike. And that, I guess that's just because you're deeper breathing would be my guess.
Yeah, yes, supposedly because you'd be using those lower lobes if you're nasal breathing over mouth breathing.
That's a big difference, 14 to 48.
Yeah, and it's a big difference in your perception of how hard and torturous the exercise is too. Because you'd be like, well, who cares if you're taking more breaths through your mouth? Well, that creates the perception of more exertion.
Yeah.
So apparently, athletes who were put through the study and were basically reached like their max capacity on a stationary bike, the nose breathers said that they were hitting about a 4 in exertion, while the mouth breathers said that they were hitting about a 10.
Yeah.
And these are people who are like equally fit, equally athletic. So when they max out, it's basically the same thing. The only difference, the only variable was whether they were mouth breathing or nose breathing. That is astounding.
Remember when those, I don't remember the brand and I don't want to buzz market anyway, but the little strips that you put on your nose to open your nose up a little bit. Remember when those made the rounds, especially with athletes?
Yeah.
Like football, like you didn't see a football player that wasn't wearing one of those, and now you never see those anymore.
No. I think they turned everybody's nose green.
I wonder if they were just like, I don't know. I wonder if they realized, it maybe didn't have a benefit, or just kind of went through that fad cycle.
My experience with them was that it worked too well. Like
really?
It opened up my nostrils so much I got a toothache.
Really?
Yeah. I'd never used them again. They really worked.
Is that a joke though? The
no.
toothache? How would that happen?
It was a real toothache.
But how does that mechanism work?
I don't know, but the two were definitely related.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just said that as in like, don't ask any more questions.
So back to whether or not I'm an athlete. No, I'm not. But I did try this actually, Chuck, just this very morning. After doing some researching, I went and jogged, and I tried breathing through my nose. My stupid deviated septum kept me from doing it. But I really want to be able to do this. I want to be able to nose breathe while I'm exercising because I really start panting after a while because I'm mouth breathing. And you end up taking these short, gulpy, shallow breaths, when you're really exerting yourself toward the end of the run or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's not fun. Like everything else can be fun, but the breathing part can really kind of make it feel like you're suffering,
Yeah, I mean that's where I suffer the most with my cardio.
Yeah, I can commiserate.
Let me see. Oh, the other big thing is lung capacity. You can train yourself to increase your lung capacity because people that do things like free diving or just hold breath for competition, I'm sure that exists.
Yeah.
Like at the swimming pool in the summertime.
Yeah.
You can increase your lung capacity. And there was a study, I think it was a 29, almost 30-year study in the journal Chest.
That's a great name.
Great read. In 2000 that showed that you can increase your lung capacity by nose breathing and that goes a long way toward being healthier. Like if you have bigger lungs capable of breathing more, you're literally going to live longer.
Yeah, and it's no coincidence that breathing, and especially like really paying attention to your breath and like creating like a slower, longer breathing pattern is a huge part of meditation. And James Nestor, the author and breathing researcher, he says there's a kind that's called coherent breathing. And he said a good way to work on breathing is to try this coherent breathing where you breathe in slowly for about 5 to 6 seconds, and then you exhale over about 5 to 6 seconds. And it's surprisingly hard, especially the exhaling part. And that makes sense because if you've ever trained your lungs on one of those little like breathing trainers, you know what I'm talking about? It's like a handheld piece of plastic with like a blue corrugated tube coming out of it that you blow into. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know about that, but
you usually see them at the hospital.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yumi got them for us during the beginning of the pandemic because she was worried our lungs were going to collapse if we got COVID. So she was like, we need to practice on these.
Yeah.
It's really hard. But it's not the breathing out part. That's the easy part. It's the breathing in part. That's the hardest part. But for me, with the coherent breathing, the exhale is the hardest. It's weird.
Interesting.
But it's fun to try, actually. And you definitely can see like huge improvements in a very short time if you actually do try to expand your lung capacity.
Yeah, I'm going to work on this some. They say if you have anxiety too, to exhale for longer. If you'd like do that 5 or 6 second inhale, try and do like an 8 to 9 second outhale.
Waiting to outhale.
So yeah, this is all, it's funny, like exercise is great and it's certainly something that people should do. But the more I learn about stuff, like the more it seems like stretching and breathing and like these really fundamental things, if you really tackle that when you're younger, can really extend your life in like healthier years,
Definitely. But it's also never too late to start too.
Never too late.
So Chuck, you said never too late. I think that's the end of the short stuff.
I think so.
Stuff You Should Know is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.